What's up, everybody? Oh, look at this.
Oh,
How we usually have it set up like this?
yeah.
We have a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all out of sorts. The camera was off, so it didn't show like what it was supposed to show. Okay, now we're set up. But anyway, welcome, guys. It's Too Generic. Back at it again. Your host Cam
Rich.
And this week we're talking UFC, NBA, and WNBA, as we usually like to do when the W's in season. Because it seems like the NBA is 365, UFC same thing, almost every weekend 365. We'll start off with the UFC. Rich, how you feeling? What's the first fight you want to talk about on the prelims?
Jesus Christ. I guess the Jordan Levitt fight. He got him down pretty quickly. Got him with that anaconda choke. Pretty dominant performance. Caitlin Vieira fight was really boring, as most of those fights are.
Yeah.
The Dustin Jacoby knockout was pretty nasty. He was just wailing on him.
Right, with the left. He caught him with the left like 3-4 times against the cage.
Yeah, he was just throwing bombs at him. Yeah, the Brahamish fight, that was the next fight. He was a big underdog.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty nasty knockout.
Right.
The guillotine choke, he had him unconscious. Pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell asleep at the Gamrot fight. I don't think I missed a whole lot with that one either.
I think most people fell asleep during the Gamrot fight while they were watching it.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't make it to the Gamrot fight either. I don't know if I made the walkouts. But I
thought you were saying something more along the lines of.
Well, I mean, the whole card.
Gamrot is a boring fighter.
No, but for the most part, the whole card was a snoozer.
Yeah.
But and then the Blanchfield and the Barber fight got canceled like right before it was supposed to start, which I'm not really that upset about. But that was supposed to be the main event.
Yeah, I guess she cut so much weight, she was dehydrated, and something was off. So prayers up to Macy Barber, and hope she gets her body right and gets back in there. But yeah, there was a chance we were going to watch. A third round submission maybe,
or just a 5-round snoozer,
or a 5-round snoozer was like. But apparently, a lot of people were picking Macy Barber.
I was gonna,
but I feel like when I think about it, Sonny's screaming. He's pissing me off. He's doing too much. He's doing way too much right now. But all of the betting people were going Macy Barber, Macy Barber, Macy Barber. Was she having a bad cut? And everyone, like, how I have my conspiracies with Vegas, and I think they have insider knowledge and stuff. Yeah. Whether maybe it's not rigged, but they have insider knowledge of camps and other things. They got rats within camps, and they figure it out. And maybe she's having a bad camp, and everybody knew, because that's what it seemed. It seemed like everybody was like, "Oh, the smart pick here, blah blah blah," and it was Macy Barber, Macy Barber. All the betting guys are saying Macy Barber's the pick, and then she has this terrible immediate weight cut and has a seizure. So was she not in fighting shape, and she put herself through some crazy regimen that made her body like this, or what? But I didn't see one person picking Blanchfield, and then this girl has a medical injury from such a bad cut.
Yeah, and she's had a lot of medical problems over the last year or so, and she didn't look great on the scale either. She looked really drained on the scale.
Right.
Still missed weight.
Yeah.
She weight by 0.5 pound. So.
Yeah.
So that was next week. We got Merab and O'Malley.
Right. How do you think Klein? Oh wait, you didn't even watch really. Klein looked decent in the beginning, but he looked really scared of Gamrot's wrestling, and I understand that because Gamrot, he's a guy, he'll throw 10 takedowns a fight.
Yeah, and he's got a huge gas tank too.
Right.
So.
And he's got a decent chin.
Right. He's a hard guy to keep up with.
Yeah, so I think it's just his cardio is the biggest threat. So it is what it is. But the guy Klein caught him a couple times in the beginning and looked decent, but he just puts that pressure on you, Gamrot, and yeah, he just didn't have it.
Just like that Dan Hooker fight.
Yeah.
That Hooker fight was crazy. He was taking a bunch of shots. He lost that fight, but he ate a bunch of Dan Hooker shots that probably would put a lot of fighters away.
Yeah, he's just cardio king. Just keep going.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what's hitting him. He's going through it. He's got the endurance. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Next week, we already know. That's the card we've been waiting for. We're pretty excited for it. You get an early prelim, a prelim, and a main card.
Yeah.
And what a time to be alive when Johnny Walker is in an early prelim.
Man.
You know?
They were a champ.
Right. He had champion aspirations. Now he's fighting undefeated guys on undercards. He's like a stepping stone. Like he's like a gatekeeper guy now. And he might not even be that. We'll see.
Where do you see him?
When I go to UFC events, early prelim, it says Johnny Walker versus Mirzakhanov. I don't know this guy.
Oh, I think he must be out because it says Brent.
The guy is 14-0. He's 36 years old and 5'8".
But it says for on ESPN it says Brendan Arrow.
Who is this guy? This guy might be the baddest motherfucker alive. He's 5'8" in light heavyweight.
I think Walker might be out because it says Brendan Ribeiro for the fight now. He's fighting this. He's fighting
like he's being tortured. Like he doesn't have a bowl full of water, fresh water and food, and
he wanted to play.
Cat walls and a cat wheel that he could run around on, and toys that we leave out for him to play with.
Not enough.
Not enough. I leave the little window open over here so he gets his light. He loves sitting in the sunlight.
You don't want the light.
He's just upset. He's crying for the sake of crying. It's killing me. But yeah, this dude, 14-0. We got to see more about him. Also, Wang Kong fighting next week.
Yeah, and she had that huge knockout in her first fight. Then she got submitted.
Yeah.
Then she won her last fight.
Yep.
And she was a massive favorite in that Fernandez fight. The one she got submitted in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe she got tapped. But hey.
The knockout she had in her first UFC fight was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, wow, Wayne Kong in the future. But maybe she just had some lessons to learn. Another fight, Luque versus Holland.
That's interesting.
What do you think about that one?
I don't know. Luque's kind of... See if Luque's kind of coming back. He's won 2 out of his last 3, submitted his last opponent. But he's kind of like Holland. He's fought the best of the best, and he'll really fight anybody. But
I think the matchup is really bad for him.
Luque does have the wrestling advantage, I think.
He don't even got that no more.
But Holland's got a huge reach advantage.
Yeah, I think this is Holland. Money line Holland hard.
And he's a pretty big favorite on ESPN. Minus
Holland?
Yeah, minus 225.
He should be.
Yeah.
He should be minus 225.
I like both fighters, but I think I'll go with Holland.
Yeah, I would take Holland 100%. Styles make fights, but at the same time, this is the matchup for Holland.
It is interesting, though. I really do like that fight because I really don't know what's going to happen.
Luque's washed.
I don't know. He can beat these kind of fighters. He just can't beat the best of the best. But I'll go with Holland in this one. I like that fight.
You like that fight? All right. Like I said, Yeah, I'll go Holland.
Yeah, no, I'm still taking Holland. I just think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that fight's going to play out.
Thinking about that Dustin Jacoby knockout. That was crazy. And this is a guy who, remember, he got knocked out, I think, in his last fight and didn't look too hot.
Yeah.
And I think he was thinking about retirement. Like, this was going to be his last fight. So, for him to go out there, this is impressive.
Then the Kelvin Gastelum, Joe Pyfer fight.
Yeah. Joe Pyfer.
Oh, no.
He's the next Gaethje.
But Kelvin Gastelum never. I mean, he's got that Max Holloway chin.
What Joe Pyfer? I'm taking Pyfer.
I'll probably take Pyfer too. He's a massive favorite.
And I'm taking Patchy Mix.
Take Patchy Mix.
What's Patchy Mix? Is he minus? Is he underdog or is he a favorite?
Patchy Mix plus 240.
Patchy fucking Mix. Put the crib on Patchy Mix. Oh my God. I can't wait to be back home on ESPN Bet. Put a little $2 on Patchy Mix, make 5.
Yeah, after what he did to Jose Aldo, I can't be rocking with Mario Bautista.
Hold on. I think my cat is on the kitchen countertop. 1 second. This cat's nuts. Sonny, what are you doing? You should not be up there. This is not for you. Nobody asked you to come up here. Yeah. You heard me? No. I'm back. This fucking cat. He's up on the windowsill. He's trying to climb up, so I block him off on the sides so he can't try to climb up on either side of the kitchen. He's just crazy. I just don't like him climbing up there because you never know if there's ever like a knife or something, like even in the sink. And I don't want him to fall in the sink and like hurt himself. So I always teach him to never go on those at all, never to climb up. Because I don't want that random one day where we just have a knife in the sink and he jumps on it. So, yeah, just never let him go on the kitchen counter.
You got the Pena and Harrison fight.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty interesting fight right there. And I think Pena rises to the occasion. Like she needs this type of thing. And I think she loves to face something. She loves to like train with a goal, you know? And when she has like these no names, I feel like she doesn't show up against the no names. But then the people that, oh my God, you know, she's fighting her.
And also,
it's that. You need a big name to get Juliana Pena going, I think.
And Pena's plus 450, but I'm taking Harrison. I don't trust in Pena at all. I got no faith in Pena.
Yeah, I feel like it's so juicy. That's why people will take it.
Yeah.
This plus 400 sounds great.
And then you got Rob and O'Malley.
Okay.
I'm taking Marab again.
Marab again?
Yeah. I just don't know who can keep up with his pace.
Yeah.
And I'm sure O'Malley's been working on the defending the takedowns and everything, but I don't know. Marab just never stops.
Yeah, I wonder if Marab can get it done and just keep going. We've been seeing cardio. These cardio guys just get wins. They figure it out.
Yeah, all you needed was
Never
cardio.
get tired.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the Gamrots, the Volkanovskis of the world, the Marabs. Those guys just basically have been getting their win percentages higher just because they're such in good shape.
It's perfect for Marab too because he's fighting a guy in O'Malley who doesn't necessarily really have a great gas tank. So
Yeah, that's true.
Not really known for his gas tank, but so it kind of works out, I think, in his favor, especially with his pace.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it really difficult on O'Malley unless he can somehow slip a punch in there in the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm taking Marab in this one.
Marab, yeah, I'll take Sugar Sean for the controversy. Why not?
Marab's minus 320, O'Malley's plus 250. Not a horrible bet for O'Malley.
Honestly,
It's
plus 250 on O'Malley isn't bad.
Not a bad bet at all, but
no,
I still like Marab.
The line should be a little closer.
Yeah,
I think they're way too far.
Right. Maybe they're just looking at it because it was just such a dominant victory for Marab in the first fight.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of stock in Marab. Or they obviously know something we don't.
But I think Sugar Sean should be motivated to do some really big stuff.
I would think so. I haven't seen him. I feel like I haven't been seeing him post as much on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's just more locked in, focusing on those takedowns and focusing on his cardio.
Yeah, he seems locked in.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how locked in he really is. But I think Sugar Sean's going to come out there looking like a beast.
Yeah.
135. Yeah, he should come out. Be all right. Oh, something. Well, let's go past the UFC now. We just talked about the whole main card for 316. What about Giannis free agency? It's pretty interesting.
It is.
Because just in the offseason, right there, right before season ended, Cam Thomas signs with Giannis's agency.
Could be something. Or Giannis.
And then there's rumors of him going to Brooklyn.
Yeah, or Giannis could be just stringing us along and go right back to Milwaukee.
Right.
Because he's been trolling.
But it is interesting.
He's been trolling on Twitter.
That he drops 45 on the Bucks, on Dame, and then he signs with Giannis's agency.
But I will say, I guess Giannis, when the All-Star game was in San Francisco, was the only non-Warriors player to go to Stephen Curry's party. So I don't know if that means something. Or it just happened to be a coincidence that he went to Curry's party.
That could be a thing too. Also, same agency.
Yeah. And you're trying
Octagon. They're all signed by Octagon. I believe that's what the name is.
And it makes sense. Giannis, probably not going to win a championship in Milwaukee. Curry. Also,
Bam.
Yeah.
Bam's another one on Octagon. And Heat, Pat Riley. And this is all a Kobe thing. So you got to peep. Pat Riley, Kobe system. It's kind of like that mentality of just hoops, working hard, Heat culture. Is Mamba mentality rebranded? Is Heat culture Mamba mentality? It's the same thing. It all stems from the Lakers lineage and all of that. Like coming from Jerry West, setting the bar, and just them literally living to that standard and everything. So, all that to be said, Giannis is a Kobe disciple.
I do I wouldn't mind the Heat thing either.
Giannis may potentially go to the Heat because of the Pat Riley connection. Also with Bam. Bam is Nigerian. So is Giannis. Obviously, he's Greek. But his family is, they all came from Nigeria, moved to Greece, had Giannis there. Doesn't mean he's Greek necessarily.
But I think that's the best roster out of those three teams.
Right. You go into the Heat, but they would have to trade someone. And
Right.
would that someone have to be Hero? And I think that actually makes so much sense. I know you don't like it,
Wouldn't want to do
but
that.
he's from Wisconsin too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a homecoming. They would be trading Giannis, but they would be getting one of their own back in this big old trade that it would probably be Tyler Hero, and you would need some extra contract filler. So it might be a Duncan Robinson in his last year. You toss him in there as like some extra cap filler.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the pitch, and then somehow you get maybe you still try to get Cam Thomas in there because, like I said, also Kobe disciple. He's only worn number 8 and 24. He only balls in Kobe's. He got drafted, and his suit had Kobe stitched inside of it, and everything. He definitely is a heat culture, Mamba mentality type of guy. So I think he signs with Octagon, gets in with the guys who actually are more in line with that. I think he signed with a good agency, and I think they're going to put him, try to pair him with a star. He makes sense if you're trying to pass the torch in Golden State. It wasn't Jordan Poole. He wasn't the guy who had it to be the next Steph Curry. He looked like it real quick.
I don't know. I think the whole thing with Draymond ruined it. And I think,
yeah.
But I think he could have been that guy.
Well, he shouldn't have been talking shit.
I'm not saying he could have been the next Steph Curry. I'm just saying he could, be the next point guard for the Golden State Warriors.
Bub Carrington gets more tick than Jordan Poole right now, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, but Jordan.
So it's not Draymond who punched him the one time. I mean, he's in Washington and he could go ball up. He's got a bunch of rookies that he could bully around if he wanted to as the vet, and he's not doing anything. He's not bossing up on the court. He's not doing any of it.
You're in Washington, though. I don't know how you can really get up when you're playing in Washington.
They got rid of Kuzma.
I don't know.
It's easier to play when Kuzma's not next to you.
That's true.
And that's the other thing with the Bucks. They got Kuzma. What the fuck are they going to do with him?
And he played – I thought he would play better in a winning situation. You see guys
get – He played worse.
Yeah, when guys get traded, at the deadline from a bad team to a good team or a playoff contender, you would think they'd play better, and he played worse. And
Chris Middleton looked great.
And he took less shots. It was just, I didn't understand what Kuzma was doing at all.
He rebounded less. He took less shots. He did less of everything. He wasn't engaged at all. It's just weird. Kuzma's a weirdo.
And then you have Dame coming off the torn Achilles. He's probably not going to play next regular season. He's already not young. I don't know. It doesn't look great for Milwaukee if you're trying to be honest right now.
That's why I think they're most likely going to blow it up. You're going to trade for Giannis or something over there in Brooklyn, maybe. I don't know if that's the right play, but it might be.
I like Golden State and Miami.
But Golden State and Miami are both good options, and that's who his agency's with. And those are the top 3 people with it. And I know guys try to link up and do that type of stuff when they're on the same agencies. The agents work together, and they can market easier, and it just works better for them.
And they're trying to chase a ring. So, I mean, all those guys are older.
Right.
Curry. Well, Giannis isn't really old, but he's older.
And Giannis is like 30 now.
And he's not going to – it's not going to help him staying in Milwaukee with that roster, with the Bucks just refusing to get any kind of talent or any kind of real pieces around him because, they haven't really put a good bench around him in a long time either.
Right.
They got Dame as a second star, and now, he's dealt with the blood clots and he dealt with the torn Achilles. He was banged up in last year's playoffs. I think they just got him way too late in his career. If they would have gotten him 3 or 4 years before, I would probably be a little bit more excited. I think they would have a better crack at it. But with him now, I mean, I don't see how you keep moving forward with that roster and with Dame the way he is right now.
Right. Yeah, Dame's no bueno. I would not move forward with Dame. The injuries, the once a week. That's he feels like Dame once a week now when you watch him. You know, it's like he's only got it. If there's 4 games, one of those games, he's like vintage Dame.
I will say he played a lot better in his second season with Milwaukee than he did in his first. But now he has the torn Achilles.
Right.
That's probably all of next, and maybe I don't know if he come back in the last 5 or 6 games just to get his, legs under him, just to get back on the court or something. But, that's a whole nother year. That's just it's just a waste for Giannis.
Right. So what does he do? What does Giannis do? Because they even traded the young guy, what's his name, AJ Johnson, in the Kuzma trade, which is crazy. They basically traded a first round pick in Chris Middleton for Kuzma, who made the team worse. And now you have less depth.
And now
Sonny, shut up.
And then and Middleton actually had some decent moments in Washington.
Yes, exactly. Like he played very well. So he goes there, plays well, no pressure, is like the ultimate kind of sideshow to this kind of young crew of the Washington Mystics, the male Mystics. That's what we should call them.
Male Mystics.
The male Mystics, because the Wizards are trash. They need to change their name or something to change the mojo over there.
Right.
But Middleton's a great vet. That's kind of what you want, like Klay Thompson to do or something too.
Right.
I feel like because right now he's like being like the ring chasing old Ray Allen on the Heat right now, and he just went to the place where they're just not going to do that anymore. Luka's gone. Kyrie's out all next year. I see it being a Jaden Hardy and Cooper Flag fest.
It was just kind of a really unfortunate thing for Klay with how everything played out with the Luka trade and then with everybody getting injured at the end of the season. It was just really bad timing for him.
Right.
Because he thought he was going to be, well, I guess he could still be the third option, but he thought it was going to be Kyrie, Luka, and then him as the third option. And now, Kyrie's going to be out probably all, if not most, of next season. You do have Cooper Flag, you do have Anthony Davis, but as we know, we don't know how long Davis is going to stay healthy for.
Right.
So that's kind of unfortunate for Klay.
Yeah, so I think next year is going to be pretty interesting, but I do think it's a great opportunity for Jaden Hardy to prove himself. I think he's pretty solid, and I think he could maybe become something, and then we see him maybe either he stays with the Mavs or he's like an expansion team dude. He's a guy you start your expansion team with because I think he's a 20-point scorer.
I mean, you see what he can do in the limited amount of minutes he gets. He goes out, shoots, and he scores.
Yeah.
So
right. He shoots and he scores. Like that's almost what basketball is, right? That's almost like you have to score points. Yeah. And this guy does it.
He's going to get his shots in. He's not afraid to put those shots up. He's going to get it.
And if you've ever played basketball, when you see a guy who scores 20 on the regular, that's hard. That's a true skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you have played basketball forever. Neither one of us has ever been like, they just look to us as the go-to bucket.
No, it's hard.
That guy's the bucket. Like, just give it to him. He's going to – like, we also don't have kind of that ball hog mentality. But, like, it's somewhat of a skill.
I don't think
we really do it. To really look for yourself every single time and create and get and look good while doing it too. You don't look off balance, or you don't look like you're forcing it, or the shot's bricking and it's flat and it's nasty. Like, to actually be a shot creator is hard.
Yeah, I also don't.
And that's a different type of role that people don't appreciate. They just call them gunners or ball hogs, but you need a guy like that out there at all times, or you're not a threat. The rim isn't really a deterrent because the defense doesn't care because you're not looking at the rim. There's no rim pressure. There's no nothing. And then now the defense wins. So you need a shot creator on the court at all times.
Right. And he's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah.
But
I believe it. You need whether or not every single team, you look in the early 2000s, Kobe's averaging, 30 or whatever. But you look at every single team down the line, they had to have a 20-plus guy score. You had Kevin Martin found himself a role, 20 points a game, because someone out there has to do it. Someone has to step up and be a shot creator, you know?
Right.
And you get that from, Michael Redd is another one on the Bucks. The Bucks were trash, but you get a shooting guard who just steps up, shot creator, and fills that.
Mm. But if I had I don't know, if I had to bet, I would say it'd either be Miami or Golden State for Giannis. I don't know which one yet, though. I think both really make sense.
I think he should stay in the East, but if he wants to go with the big dogs and you win a ring through the West, that's real.
Yeah. So now it's a ring with two different teams.
And then Curry gets a fifth over LeBron, and this helps Giannis's case too, because now LeBron isn't the ultimate GOAT anymore.
Right.
Because it gets debunked. Yeah, LeBron wasn't even the best player in his era. Kobe had 5, Curry had 5, and LeBron had 4 in between these two. It was their eras, and he was the middleman. That's what it'll be if Steph wins another ring and breaks their tie, or vice versa.
But I will say, like, Curry did have KD, for 2 years, and LeBron
did have D Wade for 2 rings.
That's not and that was an older D Wade though. But LeBron's won. 4 championships.
Older D Wade. He was good then.
It wasn't 06 D Wade. It was still a good D Wade, but he was on the tail end of his career, or of what was going to be his prime.
He still went to Cleveland and Chicago,
and he did nothing there. He was
done then.
LeBron traded him.
LeBron did trade him.
LeBron traded him. He was nothing in Cleveland. But I don't know. He does have one more, but it was like Curry's got 1 Finals MVP. I don't know if people look at it like that, but LeBron's got 4 championships and he's got 3 Finals MVPs. Or no, he's got 4 Finals MVPs, but with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty difficult. But also Curry in 2015 probably should have won the Finals MVP too. They said he had good defense on LeBron, and LeBron still put up absurd numbers.
And then they gave it to KD twice.
Yeah, as they should though. I think Durant was definitely deserving of the MVPs in 2017 and 2018. But then in 2015, like, the whole narrative was that Dellavedova was locking up Curry. When it was like maybe the first game or two, and then after that, Steph started to play more like Steph.
And Dellavedova was in the hospital.
Yeah, and that was the narrative, that Dellavedova was locking him up the whole series, which just isn't the case.
Mm-hmm. True.
But
yeah, I definitely think he deserved it.
That would
be robbed one of them years.
But that would be a big hit on LeBron's legacy if Curry has 5.
Right, because that's the main argument, is like, oh, the era, and then you're like, wait, LeBron existed in Kobe's beginning, and then Curry's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And he's kind of fitting in this overlap where Kobe's here, and then Curry's this way, and LeBron is just like having both of their careers, but you only got rings on some, but you didn't really own it. If they had 5, he had 5, and you only had 4.
And Curry's only got 1 Finals MVP, but it's not like he was there for the ride. It's not like he was a role player or a bench player.
Right, this was Curry's team the whole way through. Even when KD's winning the Finals MVPs, it's always Curry's team.
Yeah, Curry was still putting up great numbers. You can also look at it like, Durant hasn't won one before or after Curry. Because, Durant did have, Curry to fall back on. He had Klay Thompson before his ACL Achilles injury to fall back on. You had Draymond on the team, and it's not
a lot of help.
And I think it. I don't know if it's really a knock on Durant or it's more an up to Curry that Durant's played with all these great players before in Oklahoma City with Harden and Westbrook. After he played with Harden again. He played with Kyrie. He's played with Booker. And he still hasn't won a championship with those guys. But when he was with Curry for 3 years, they made it to the finals twice. or they made it to the finals 3 times, won it twice, and a lot of people think they probably should have won it in 2019 if Clay didn't, if Durant didn't tear his Achilles and Clay didn't tear his ACL. So I think it's I don't know why I can't think of the word, but I think it helps Curry's legacy even more.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And that's why I say I kind of root for Curry to win his 5th, because it seems like he's still in the running for that.
Right.
I don't think LeBron has it unless something miraculous happens. I don't know how he gets back to Cleveland. And I think that next year, the East is JV. You got Tatum out.
Yep.
And then they're going to make some trade, the Celtics. They're going to do something wonky to try to figure something out. They might even trade for a piece that they know they'll trade again.
Well, I mean, Porzingis and or Drew Holiday are going to be gone.
Correct.
Know that. So
along with another bench guy. Whether Pritchard's gone to make magic happen, they're going to do something weird. Something's going to happen.
Right.
Al Horford, something has to happen with Al Horford. Porzingis. Are they going to keep Keita, Cornette? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions for that team. It could be kind of just a rebuilding year for them. I don't know.
Yeah, so Celtics are gone. Bucks are gone next year because
I think Giannis is gone. So
and Brook Lopez aged out this year.
Yeah, he didn't look great.
He's a statue now. He's just like.
Yeah, he was having trouble moving this year. He was definitely having trouble moving. Yeah.
He really is. I used to say he moved like a glacier. Now he moves like a statue.
And he's never particularly moved quick, but this year I thought he was really stiff.
Yeah.
Moving
incredibly stiff. Specifically stiff. Like he was always slow. This year he got stiff.
Right.
And I think that is the key sign that he's fully aged out of his like pure athleticism and everything.
Right.
And he's old. He's like 36. He's 7 feet tall. He was a bang down low big his whole career. He got to extend his career by going out to the perimeter, hitting threes. And if anything, I think it proves how old and beat up he is because now he can't even shoot anymore.
Right.
I just think the range of motion, shooting, he might have a bad back, shoulder, whatever it is, but he's not even a shooter anymore. He's like a threat. He's like an idea of a threat, of a promise, of a 3. Like
right.
That's what he is. He's like some questionable potential spacing, but it's like potential spacing. That's all it is. Because when he catches it, he's either just going to hold it and try to do his little 2-step walkover and just give it right back to the middle, or he barely shoots it anymore. And when he does, like I said, it doesn't go in. It doesn't even look good half the time either.
He's going to put up bombs too. He's not taking close threes.
Oh yeah, those are the ones he like openly accepts. But if he catches an open corner 3 sometimes, he thinks about it way too much.
Yeah, he loves the deep threes.
But if it's 3-4 steps back on the wing from 3, left wing from the 3, just catches it. Lets it fly.
But if you look at, like you said, the Bucks are probably done. The Celtics, I still think the Celtics could be a playoff.
Because what do you have next year? Kuzma, Giannis, Taurean Prince might be gone. I think he was on a minimum. All those guys were on minimums. Gary Trent Jr., like that whole squad is gone. So you need to sign and trade and figure out and get, like I said, get Cam Thomas over there. Figure out a way to do something. Dump Kuzma and maybe another pick to get Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas. And if you put Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas next to Giannis, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
You got spacing. You got 2 shooters right there, 2 offensive threats that open the spacing and let Giannis find lanes. Because now that he has these lanes, he could be the best slasher he could be. Kicking the Cam Johnson in the corner, kicking the Cam Thomas on the wing when the defense collapses. Now he's attacking a shifted secondary defense. That's what you want. You want something like that. Trade for either Cam Johnson and Claxton. You might not even need Cam Thomas. Who knows if Dame will come back? Medical miracles.
Right.
Get Nick Claxton up in there. Find another big that could go shot block, protect the rim kind of like Brook does, but in a slightly different way. He's shorter, but he's bouncy, and you could throw lobs to this guy now, and maybe he can knock down the three because he did show that he could shoot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just never really wanted to shoot that three. He did it at Auburn. I remember him in college, was a three-point shooter. Then his rookie year, didn't really shoot that much. Tried to start shooting the corner three. I seen all the workout videos in the off season that he posts and stuff. It's all corner three stuff. And then when we get to the regular season, he takes 20 throughout the whole year. And it's like, there's 82 games, bro. How did you only take 23s in a season?
You look
posted all off season your shooting videos, and you didn't do anything that you practiced. So if anything, you didn't do anything in the off season that affected your game. You stunted your growth. You didn't get better as a player that you do the moves that you actually do.
Or like Mitchell Robinson. You see Mitchell Robinson, work on his 3-point game in the offseason too. And he doesn't take any threes. And he hasn't really improved. He doesn't have any real post moves. He doesn't have a mid-range jumper or a push shot that he has that he always uses, and he can't make free throws either. Mm-hmm. I mean, all he can do is dunk.
Right. Mitchell Robinson should work on something in the offseason, and that's free throws.
Right.
Straight up. That should be your main concern this offseason. Working on your touch, playing around the world, working on your touch, getting back to just being a kid, having fun playing basketball, not tensing up. And
because he's a great offensive rebounder and a great defender too.
Right.
But
he's got all that stuff. Keep your footwork, keep your cardio going, but skill work on the free throw shooting. So now when they try the hack a Mitch, it doesn't work.
Right. And the
simple as that.
But yeah, the rest of the East is kind of shaky. Cleveland, I said it. I said it before the playoffs. They got to show me what they can do in the playoffs. And they showed who they are.
I just thought about something. NBA trade machine.
Oh God.
This is it right here.
Oh brother.
You opened a can of worms, Ritchie.
The finals aren't even on yet.
Right. The season hasn't even ended, and I'm doing trades. All right, so this is what we're starting. Is it sharing it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, we're gonna trade Evan Mobley.
There's no way they're trading Evan Mobley
for Giannis. So now we have to figure out how it works.
That would never happen in 1,000 years.
So now we got to figure out what else would you need to send. See all these minimums? 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. The whole team is based off minimum contracts. And most of them are 1-year guys. This is look at expiring. Gary Trent Jr. is gone. Torian Prince gone. Jericho Sims gone. There's your bigs. AJ Green's on his last year. They traded AJ Johnson. Kevin Porter is on his last year on a player option. He's probably going to accept, but if anything, he might decline. He played decent. He could get more than $2 million on the open market, potentially more than the minimum, or on a team that he wants to be if he doesn't like living there. Connaughton, of course, he's picking up his $10 million option.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. Well, no one's giving you $10 million out there, so he might not even get a real contract if he goes out there. So you're based off rookies, a second-round pick, Chris Livingston, Tyler Smith from the G League Ignite last year, who didn't play at all. Andre Jackson is not that good. Bobby Portis on a player option. Brook expired. It's looking bad out there. It really is. So what I think they could do is maybe slap together something like what could you do here? Could it be a Garland? I don't think they would do Garland and Mobley for Giannis. That would be crazy. But could they do something like a Okoro and Hunter.
Possible.
And it says the Bucks. There's too much money? Oh, I guess you don't even need that much. What about just Ike Okoro? Second apron, can't take more money than it's sending out. So what's the difference? Just $1 million? Strus, maybe? It's over. Little Dean Wade.
Not Dean Wade.
Something's off because basically he got poison pilled and then he's at 11 million, but then when you go to trade him, it says he's worth 40 million. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the calculator.
Mm-hmm.
To where they're counting it for next year's salary, but still on here it's listed differently.
Right.
So something's messed up here, glitch, but whatever. But I don't know. I don't know what it could be in the trade machine, but that's what we're working with right now.
What are you thinking about the finals?
Oh, the finals. I'm thinking it's going to be fun. It's about depth right now in the league. That's what this era is, or at least this season has been depth. You better have a team of 10 players because forever it's been the Thibodeau way. You got 7 guys. If anything, you got your top 5. You ride hard, and you got your 2 bench guys that could play center, power forward, and then a guy who's like a wing that could kind of handle the rock a little or shoot or do something a little extra. You know, like that's it. You better have a top 7. If you have a top 7, top 8, you're a championship team. This season is proving you need a top 10. If you don't have a top 10 that you can roll out there, you can't win in the NBA anymore. You don't have the depth. You don't have the horses. And they got the horses.
Both teams.
Both teams. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about having depth. And this season, this team, you look at the Thunder, their bench, dogs. Cason Wallace is like, he's a top 100 player in the NBA. He is.
He did a great job on Edwards that series, too.
He's amazing. Everything he does, you could put him in the top 100. And this is a guy who's Shea's backup.
Yeah.
Shea's probably top 3 player in the league. His backup is a top 100 player in the league. And it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, I think
because there's over 500 players in the league.
Right.
And you have the majority of their roster is in the top 100 players.
Yeah.
We got J-Dub, Chet, Shea, Cason Wallace, Lou Dort. I said J-Dub, right?
Yes. I mean, yeah, they just have
I Heart Caruso.
They
got guys. That's 7 guys in the top 100. And that's something that I say from our fantasy draft. Like in the WNBA or NBA, when I make my big board, and I said last year, oh yeah, I drafted when we did it. I made I made like my top 100 WNBA players, and somehow in the first 3 rounds, I got 3 players in my top 10.
Yeah,
and there was 8 people in our draft. So me thinking, I'm lucky if I get 2 of these players by the end of the draft. I got 3. I told you after, I said I won the draft, I won the season, it's over. Everybody pack it up. I got 3 of my top 10. And if that's a good way to think about the NBA as well and how rosters are built and how the Thunder are built. If you look at it, and there's 500 players in a league in the top 20%, and all of their players are in the top 20%, wrap it up. It's theirs. They're done. The talent is all on one team, and it's a wrap. It's not fair for the rest of the league right now.
Right.
And the talent accumulation that Sam Presti has done, the general manager of the Thunder, over the past 18 years has been spectacular. He's built 2 championship teams completely separate of each other, built off the back of the first one. He rolled it over. It took him 8 years, but he got it back going.
Yeah, and a lot of it's homegrown talent. I mean, all
homegrown talent.
And
this is from trading Serge Ibaka. That's how this trade all started, and that's how the whole gravy train started.
Right.
Everything came from the Serge Ibaka trade. You got, what did they get with it? Domantas Sabonis, Victor Oladipo, and some picks for Serge. The Harden trade got them some shit, but Serge got them, I think, more because from then they traded Sabonis to the Pacers, and
then they traded the Paul George trade. The Paul George trade for Shea was obviously
right. But they had to trade something to get Paul George. You see what I'm saying? Like, it all came along from doing all these little moves. And it's Sam Presti has been the GM there the whole time. He drafted Harden. He reached for Harden. He reached for Westbrook, who they said wasn't a point guard. Kevin Durant wasn't a reach. He got blessed, if anything, because Portland fucked up drafting Greg Oden.
Yeah.
So that you get KD. Your team moves. He was in Seattle. Right. He was the Supersonics GM drafting, and now he's in OKC. All these years later, has brought 2 finals runs. I think Sam Presti's the man. He's figured it out. Think about everybody he's drafted now, ahead of the game he is. He finds these hoopers like Jay Will, not even J Dub. I'm talking Jay Will, these bigs who just got game. He had a triple-double this year, I think.
And you think about the future. I mean, how many first-round picks they have for I don't know how long it is. It's for a long time. So
many first-round picks. They're set for the future. Kenrich Williams, nasty 6'7" center who just can do it all. They find these guys out of nowhere. He took his chances on Poku. Like he's done so much, and I just love it. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, another guy who's like 6'7", 6'8", who's a nasty small ball big. They find these guys, and it's Sam Presti. He's got an eye for it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a great GM. He knows how to scout and recruit and foster talent to grow it.
Right, and you're set for the future, but you're set obviously for now. You're in the finals. So
they're in the finals, and their guys are young. They're not even as good as they can be.
Right. I mean, we don't even know what Chet Holmgren's potential is, Jalen Williams' potential is, Cason Wallace. I mean, it's just so much talent. I think I'm taking the Thunder in 6. I can see the Pacers, getting out and running a little bit in some of those games, maybe at home. But I just think the Thunder defense is so good and so locked down. And I don't particularly think the Pacers defense is great. So
Thunder sweep.
I think the Pacers can definitely take one.
I think if anything, we get a douchebag sweep where we get like either the Pacers win the first or the last type game,
Mm-hmm.
Like they go down 3-0, win one, and then lose the 5th, or they win the first one and then it's 4 straight. It's going to be something like that.
Just like the Mavericks last season when they were down 3-0.
Yeah.
Because they just played with that sense of desperation. You don't want to get swept, so you do everything you can to win that one game.
So I think it's going to be the opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be Pacers win first, and then probably 4 straight from the Thunder.
Yeah, I'll take the Thunder in 6.
Thunder in 6, yeah.
They're too good.
Thunder in 5.
But yeah, either way, they're just so goddamn good this season.
I think the same thing. Team's way too good. Isaiah Hartenstein's amazing. Caruso. I mean, what he did to Jokic that game 7.
And
Jokic still got off his stats and stuff, but
right.
It was just a different level that the defense got to play at and different matchups where you put basically Caruso at the 5.
And you never
have way more ball handlers out there, and you're confusing the defense.
You never really see a small guy like that defend Jokic or take that challenge and defend Jokic and make it and move him, actually make it difficult on him.
Right.
But then the the way they defended Edwards in that series. I mean, when they were, they had Jalen Williams on them, they had Lou Dort, they had Cason Wallace, they had Caruso, but even when he didn't have the basketball in his hands, Cason Wallace with his ball denial, I mean, it was hard to even get Edwards the ball in half court sets. I mean, they had trouble when he passed that half court line. They would double team him and force him to throw a pass. I mean, he couldn't get anything going. I mean, they did an amazing job on him.
Does this tie back to what we were saying with the UFC, to where cardio is king? These guys just feel more in shape. They could press you up and down the court, and they're not getting tired. Plus, even if they do, they got the depth.
Yeah.
And that's the key to all of this, is they could play aggressive because they got guys behind them. They have reinforcements. If Cason Wallace goes out there off the bench, picks up 2-3 fouls, it's all good. They don't need Cason Wallace to win the game. They need Cason Wallace to be Cason Wallace when he's out there.
Then you
just
still have
yourself, play hard, play with your instincts, and that's going to get us to where we want to be. And just play hard. And boom, if he picks up the 3 fouls, get him out of there, put Caruso in. If Caruso's picking up fouls, whatever's, get Dort back in there. He just got a breather. Boom, Dort's back out there. If Dort picks up a foul, put J-Dub on him.
Yeah, it's just
there's so many people on their team that could guard so many positions, and they could stay flexible. Like I don't know. There's just something about the Thunder that I think is unstoppable at the moment, and it also doesn't seem unsustainable. So this is a team we're going to see maybe create a dynasty and make some moves. Hear me out. Chet and some picks in Harten, or maybe Hartenstein, Chet for Giannis.
potentially.
You figure something out like that, and then you try to find a scrap big or something. You know who I want on any other team, because the Clippers aren't going to do shit? Zubac. Can Zubac find his way to go on a championship level team? Because I think he's a great big. Do the Thunder trade for Zubac? Because I think he's better than Hartenstein. He's an upgrade in my opinion.
No, he's a better scorer, better shot blocker, a better rebounder.
So if you put Zubac on the Thunder, and you got this man Chet at the 4, and then that's your real future. You have Zubac signed for a couple years. He's a real big. He doesn't get hurt much. Like, could they do something like that? Do you go, like I said, do you go the Giannis route, and do you just go, Chet, good luck. We believe in you. You're a great player, but you're just not winning right now on the level that Giannis could. It's not the level of dominance we need. Boom. Do they bring him in for that? Do they trade him out? I don't know what's possible. In the Thunder feel just like an open book, and you could write anything. Any story could be written right now because, like you said, they have all the assets. They have almost more picks than anybody else in the league. There's probably a few teams who have more picks than them, but not many.
Yeah, it's wild to see that.
The Spurs have a lot. Houston actually has a decent amount, even though they traded some. Brooklyn has a lot.
And it's kind of crazy to see that. I mean, they're that good of a team. I mean, they're in the NBA Finals, have a 68-win regular season, and they still have the picks. You don't really see that too often. You have first-round picks for however many years, and you're this great team right now.
Yeah.
So it's
also the
crazy.
Thunder. If they would have slid down, they almost got the 7th pick this year.
Right.
And it would have messed up two other teams. I think the Mavericks' odds changed when the Thunder didn't get the 7th pick, which they were supposed to. They had good odds to get, and they fell short. So now they're picking, I don't know, somewhere else. I'm sorry that I forgot the exact number. I don't want to just say a random number, but I know it's not the 7th pick anymore. So the odds all shifted. But, yeah, if they got 7th, one team wouldn't even get a pick, and the Mavs pick potentially could have moved. And they wouldn't have got first. So that's a very interesting thing to think about and some food for thought. But the Thunder have so many more picks to deal. What's happening with your phone?
No, somebody's texting me.
Oh, when you get texted, does that?
Yeah. Well, I had to scroll out of this, and then I had to text the person. So.
Oh, got you.
But yeah, I think the Thunder could be a scary team for years to come.
There's so many moves for the Thunder to make. I mean,
Right.
who could they trade for? Like,
I wouldn't even be worried about trading for anybody right now. I mean, as long as you got
so
that.
let's say they could make a move for like I don't know what the Grizzlies want to do, but could they make a move for like Jaren Jackson Jr.? He's cheap on a decent deal, $25 million,
I don't want Jaren Jackson Jr.
and he's $23 million next year. It's like a scaling down contract, and the dude's like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and he spaces the floor.
I don't like. I like Chet and Hartenstein more than
You like Chet and Hartenstein? Okay, so
like
I said, there's just a million opportunities, and you just got to think about them all. Like, can they trade for Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
They got the assets. And I think Brad Stevens is an asset manager like Danny Ainge, to where he would think, hey, we got Jaylen Brown because we traded for, 4 or 5 picks in the first place. So how about we trade Jaylen Brown and get 4 or 5 more picks?
Right.
And you just keep the gravy train flowing with great, intel and scouting, and you just keep replenishing good players. That's the hope, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if that's possible or feasible, but it could be something too. The Celtics could lose their team next year while Tatum is in a rebuild. Some crazy shit could go down.
And these are all like just good questions or good things to think about for Oklahoma City. It's not like they're in a bad position right now.
No, they're in an amazing position. Their front office should be thrilled.
Yeah.
They should just think about – they should spin a wheel just to stay fresh every day. Just have players in the NBA on it. Boom. How can we trade for them randomly? Let's just play a game. And then it just – and then it lands. And then it's like, hero. And you're like, all right, let's see. And then they move around some stuff. They're like, what would we really do that wouldn't cost us? Yeah. And they play this little fun mind game of, all right, well, we wouldn't want to trade Caruso in this because we don't want to lose our defense now. So, hey, we got these 2 picks in 2027 and a pick swap in 2029. How about we get rid of those because we think the Trailblazers are going to be good in 2029, yada, yada. And you just make a move like that. But, yeah, they should just keep an open mind and have fun with it because the Thunder, man, that's a scary team. I will say they are under a lot of pressure as well. They have to perform. Like, you're in the championship, you can't fuck this up because that's going to be also like the generational fuck up.
Yeah, because they're heavily favored. I mean, even in game 1, I think they're 9.5-point favorites.
Right.
So
exactly. They're 9.5-point favorites to win game 1, and the Thunder should ultimately win the series. So I do think that's going to happen. But the main issue is how are they going to repeat this? How will you build the dynasty? I still think they're missing a piece, and they're this good. That's a scary thing. Yeah,
and maybe I still think Chet can take another jump. I think Jalen Williams can do the same thing. I mean, SGA averaging 30 points per game on the efficiency he has is perfectly fine.
Great defense too.
Yeah, and if you have other guys off the bench, adds their offensive game, like Kayson Wallace, and then you have Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins had a really good year this year too. I don't think he's played much in the playoffs, but he's just another guy. They have so much depth. It's got to see if it's sustainable, and if keep all those guys, but they have just such young talent right now.
And they have the cheapest roster in the league, I think. I think that is also something else that has never been done. The cheapest team in the league is in the finals. The youngest team in the league is in the finals. This year is new. This is all different. Like I said, there's never been a time where it's what's your depth like in the playoffs? It's about your top 7, top 8. And if you're playing into 11, 12 guys, most people will criticize you as a coach.
Yeah, and
if you're going way too deep in your bench, you need to ride with your main guys, blah, blah, blah. And that's conventional wisdom. And this year is breaking all conventional wisdom.
I mean, when was the last time a young team has won the finals where it was like their top 2 or 3 players are all young? Or they
Never.
like you've had to go through it. Like last year, the Celtics had to go through it. You had Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum at all those playoff games. They finally won one. You look at the Nuggets and Jokic and Murray, they played a bunch of playoff games. They finally won one. Obviously, the Warriors in 2022. I mean, it's just even the Bucks, Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday weren't young. Lopez isn't young. It's just you have to really go through it, and it takes a long time. The Thunder have done it pretty quickly in NBA terms,
Yeah.
which makes
It's impressive.
which makes like we talked
Like
about.
you said, the Bucks are so old when they won it and everything, and the guys you think about that were there. Yeah, now you got the youngest champs.
Yeah, like you were talking about. It's lost my train of thought here.
Pacers could
But
potentially win it too. They're another young team. They're older. I want to give the Pacers their credit. I want to say something that, like, you have Pascal Siakam, someone who's been to the finals, won in the finals, is a champion. Now he's the Eastern Conference MVP. For what that's worth, he got the Larry Bird Trophy for his boy Larry Bird, who's more with the Pacers now than with the Celtics. Because he's from Indiana. That's like his home team now. And everyone associates Bird with the Pacers in his late life.
Yeah, he coached Indiana.
Right, and he coached Indiana and everything. And he's always been around in that organization. So good for him for earning the Larry Bird Trophy. Being a forward and getting it is cool.
Yeah.
So I think who won the first one? Jimmy Butler, then Jaylen Brown, and then now Pascal?
Yeah.
I like the tradition so far. It's all going to forwards. So, yeah, if, like, Halliburton did get it, that would be something that would be a little different. It would be cool. But
Halliburton was ready to walk out.
He was. He definitely was the MVP. He had a bad game 5. I was going to say game 6. He had a good game 5. I mean, a bad game 5. Amazing game 4. Best game of the whole playoffs, I think. Yep. No one's played a cleaner game, a better game than Tyrese Halliburton did in game 4.
And the most. With
that being said, game 5 was a stinker.
It was.
He took a shit on the floor.
And they lost.
Be
a different story if they won, but they lost that one. So.
But then he comes back and drops just a ton of dimes. What, 14 assists or something?
I think he had 13 last night. Yeah.
13 assists last night.
Yep.
Just dropping dimes all over the place.
But I will say, like, Siakam, he averaged more points. He was more efficient from the field, more efficient from 3. But then I think Halliburton, he out-rebounded him, which is kind of wild. Obviously, out-assisted him. He had more steals in that series. So it was kind of close to me. I think they were both incredibly important.
Well, like, Halliburton hit the clutch shot to go to OT. He's the facilitator, the engine of the offense. But it's hard to deny what Siakam does. He's like this. I even hate to say this, but he's like a generic Giannis. I think I've said this in the past. He's like the Walmart Giannis. But it gets the job done. At the end of the day, you need a forward like this. That recipe works. The rest of the team needs to fill out. And you could have a generic Giannis, a lesser version of the best player in the league, who I think was the best player in the league. Giannis, Jokic, and then Shea. God damn, this cat's screaming at me.
Yeah.
Sorry. It throws me off when all I'm hearing is my cat yell at me.
Right.
But because I understand them. I speak cat.
What's he saying?
He's saying, open the fucking door. Open the fucking door. That's all he keeps saying. He's bugging out.
Yeah.
Nah. But anyway, the forwards, you have a guy that could do it all in Pascal Siakam. You have a guy who could do it all in Giannis. But obviously, Siakam's like a little bit smaller, a little less stronger, a little less of almost everything, other than being a little bit better at three-point shooting.
Oh, he's a much better three-point shooter.
Much better set three-point shooter than Giannis is.
They're both shaky free throw shooters.
Right, both shaky. They're virtually the same player. When you really put them on a team, they're going to kind of do the same things, give or take here or there, a couple, but they're pretty damn close to what they do is similar. They're secondary ball handlers. They're great playmakers. They could drive with the best of them. There's nobody that could stop them when they really want to get to the rack.
Yeah, the Siakam spin move's tough to stop. It's like an Alyssa Thomas spin move.
It's like an Alyssa Thomas spin move. It's like a Giannis spin move.
Yeah.
It's just patented. They're too good at it, and this is their play style. Right. So we know guys like Siakam and Giannis are recipes to success, right? So who's filling around him that's actually getting him there? Because that's what Giannis needs too. He can't do it by himself. Nobody can really do it by himself. The other piece of that is Tyrese Halliburton. You need a guard who could really do it all, right? You want him to be an offensive hub, 3-level scorer, and mainly to keep the offense truly honest, space the floor. And Halliburton can shoot the three. Everyone kind of questioned his form. I questioned the form for a while. Honestly, I wasn't a Tyrese Halliburton doubter, but I wasn't like a truther either. I was like, I think he's going to be all right. I think he can hoop. Yeah. But there were people screaming from the rooftops, he could bring his team to the finals, type shit. Like, he could be a good player, really great superstar. I didn't think he could be a superstar. So there's that. I also didn't think he'd be a bust. I didn't think he was a scrub. But I just didn't see this coming. Especially with all the guards you think about. When you think about the best guards in the NBA, and I seen Donovan Mitchell, grow from being in 10th grade and coming, going to Louisville and going through all of these steps. And it's that's a guy that I traditionally think of being a superstar guard.
Right.
But he's losing out to this guy who I don't presumably think is athletic or can shoot or score like him and everything else. So it's kind of reinventing the way I got to think about some things as well. Because, Halliburton's taken over the game with just being a playmaker and making his teammates better at all times.
Because when you think about Halliburton, you don't think of those kind of bigger names, but maybe we have to start putting him in those conversations.
He's just a winner.
Yeah,
and he's an efficient winner. He plays the numbers, he plays the odds, and he wins with efficiency. And you got to respect it. That other game, game 4, when he was playing at 15 assists, 0 turnovers.
That was the biggest stat, and he very rarely turns the ball over too. He's usually very smart.
He's had a lot of those games in the regular season too, where he has 10+ assists, 0 turnovers. Some of his best games is when he's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot mess up. When he gets in a zone, he just goes with it. And I think, if you're watching Tyrese Halliburton on a live bet, live TV, and you like live betting and stuff, if you see Halliburton in a groove, just know he's going to stay there.
Yeah, and you have so many options too, because I guess Pascal Siakam is the only one who can really, to me, go off or have a 40+ point night. But they have so many other people who can score. So you're just constantly finding people. You can get it to Nembhard, Nesmith, Turner, and then you have 3 good options off the bench in McConnell, Toppin, and Mathurin. So it's just so many people you can find and so many people that can get going. Because constantly you see it where it's they'll have 8 or 9 players in double figures by the time. That's what we're talking about with the depth. I think the Pacers have more depth offensively. The Thunder have more depth defensively. So we'll see how that turns out in the finals.
Yeah, I think Halliburton overall, you should probably just hit the unders on everything. The Thunder has a good way of shutting down guards and guard scoring throughout the whole season. If you've seen your team matching up with the Thunder, most likely the guard is going under that night, and that's just the way it is. So think about that as well.
We saw that with Minnesota, and with Conley didn't do much. Edwards had a lot of trouble. Randall had a lot of trouble. You see with the guys that put the ball on the floor a lot, they all had a lot of trouble that series.
I think people for the Pacers who are going to do good, it's going to probably come off the bench when the offensive unit struggles. The starting unit struggles on offense. I think that's going to happen. They're going to sub out Mathurin and Obi Toppin are going to bring like this new set of life to the Pacers because the Thunder are going to come in and swarm them. It's going to be a lot of pressure up front and early, and then Mathurin's going to relieve the pressure. I also think they can't stop him. They're very physical, but Mathurin is a physical driver, and he doesn't give a shit, and he's just going to create contact.
He takes
find a way to the line. I think Mathurin's going to average over 10 this series.
And Mathurin averages a lot of free throws. He took a lot of free throws last series.
He's going to get to the line this series.
He's fine with that. He's completely fine with that.
Yeah. So if they give him the minutes and give him the opportunity, he's going to attack. Because he had 20 points in 2 games, but he wasn't playing at all before. But the second they put him in there and plug him in and ask him to do something.
Yeah, he played better in games 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5, he just went off.
Yeah, 4, I think. And I think game 4, I think he took a lot of free throws.
Yeah, he took a lot of free throws in one of the games, and it might have been game 4.
And I don't think
I'm forgetting which one, but
I don't think he missed a free throw in game 4 either.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an interesting series, though.
Right.
But I'll take the Thunder in 6.
I wonder who the Thunder could really add next year. Like, what's the play?
Or if just those guys keep getting better.
Right. I know, but just that Giannis trade looms.
Mm.
I don't want him to end up in Portland or some stupid trade.
No, I think he's going to a contender.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just worried he'll end up on somewhere random somehow and ruin the end of his career. And then you should have just lost on the Bucks. Right. Even if you just got to die a legend on the Bucks and end it.
No, I think he's going to try to go ring chasing as he should.
As he should. So maybe on the Heat, Warriors, Brooklyn, maybe.
We'll
I think
see.
Brooklyn should trade up for sure.
Mm.
They fucked up big time. They have a lot of picks. They have like the 26th, the 21st, the 15th, and the 7th pick or the 8th pick.
Yep.
So they should combine those, try to get up to maybe 3 or something. Maybe you could trade with Daryl Morey, piece together 3 picks, and Daryl Morey's like, hey, I like the guys at the end of the draft anyway or something. And you get lucky.
Yeah.
Could be. What are you feeling about the W?
I'm liking my fantasy team.
You are my team's chips.
More than I thought, and I didn't even draft. I made 2 moves last week. I didn't make a move. I haven't made a move this week because I'm up by 200.
Okay.
I'm up 362 to 175, so almost 100. I'm almost 200, but yeah, my team has looked really good. What else?
Shit, I picked up Sanaya Rivers. I dropped Lindsey Allen. She got hurt, so I switched up the guards. I still got a Sun guard, which I'm happy about.
There's a lot of good rookies this year. Sanaya Rivers, she's looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
You see that pass she had on the fast break for Mabry in the Fever game? I mean, just placed it perfectly. It was transition. She just threw damn near a full court pass to her.
Was it a full court bounce pass?
No, it was I don't think it bounced. I think Mabry caught it and she had to play. It was in the Fever game without Clark. But it was just the touch she has with her passing. I've been most impressed probably with her passing.
Yeah. One thing is I've been seeing the height difference listed.
Mm-hmm.
And Marina Mabry looks taller than Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rivers.
You
gotta peep this shit.
Sanaya Rivers looks lanky as hell, though.
She does, but look, here. I can just share the screen. I sent it to you. But look at this. Does that throw you off?
Yeah, like Sanaya and Marina look kind of the same height, and Morrow looks shorter.
And this is our point guard. This is our shooting guard, small forward, and this is our power forward. So we got an issue. But you can see, I don't know, Moro's really athletic and stuff, but I just don't like her defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's too good defensively.
Yeah, she's a little undersized too.
Incredibly undersized, especially when you put her next to them two.
Yeah.
She should not be that small.
I think the Mystics have done a great job with their draft.
Mm-hmm.
Arafian have both looked great.
Oh my God,
Arafian, she might be. If the season ended today,
Ariafin is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, she might be Rookie of the Year if the season ended today.
I think so. She's better than Paige.
Well,
she's better than Angel.
She's a second-year player shooting 31% from the field.
I think she's doing better than Angel, even though Angel's killing it on the board still.
She's killing it on the boards because she throws the ball off the rim and gets it. It's like a boomerang, goes right back to her. It's not that hard to get rebounds when you're that tall and you're throwing the ball at the rim and the ball
comes
comes
right. That's what they should call Angel Reese, boomerang.
Boomerang, yep.
Oh my God. I'm calling her boomerang forever.
Until she starts shooting like 40% from the field. She hasn't done that yet.
Right.
Which is insane. But Paige was looking good her last two games. She shot a lot better the last two games, and she went crazy in that Sun victory. Then she had that stat line, like one of 4 players have done that, which she did in that game against the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
She was up there with, I think, Clark, Candace Parker, and Angel McCautry. She had 15, 5, 8, 3, and 3.
Who did?
Beckers. She had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 3
Yeah,
blocks.
I seen that stat. I did see that stat.
Yeah. So she's looked a lot better the last 2 games. The only thing with her, to me, she still isn't aggressive enough.
Yeah, it's true.
That's exactly what it was when she was at UConn, where she would just stand in the corner or she would just defer to her teammates. Mm-hmm. I think when she's aggressive and she tries to take over, good things happen. Good things at UConn and good things have happened with Dallas when she stays aggressive.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
She's been great passing. I mean, she might lead the league in assists, or she's up there in total assists.
Let me see. WNBA stat leaders.
And she missed last game, obviously, and she's going to be missing at least the next game with the concussion.
Let me see. It's Clark, Thomas, Cloud, Diggins. Paige is 5th. You're right. Paige is leading the league. She's tied for 5th.
In total assists?
No, not totals because she's been out, but
no, I'm looking
per game.
You look at totals.
Well, totals aren't fair because she's been out a couple games.
Hold on.
Granted, the Wings have played 6 games, but I don't think she's played. Or they played 7 games. She's played 6, something like that.
Why isn't it showing me the total stats?
Something I didn't expect, Erica Wheeler having more assists than Jackie Young. But I did expect Jackie Young to have less assists this year.
Yeah, with Chelsea Gray back.
Right. But Chelsea Gray is only averaging like 3 herself.
No, Beckers is tied second in total assists.
Oh, in totals? Wow.
Cloud and Diggins have 41, and Beckers, Thomas, and Courtney Williams all have 40. Okay. And that's with Paige missing 1 game. Mm-hmm. But I think Alyssa Thomas has missed 2 games now.
Yeah.
So, but either way.
And Caitlin Clark, I wonder what's going to happen with her.
Yeah, they say at least 2 weeks with that quad strain, but that was close to a week ago now.
Right. So I've been selling some stuff on Top Shot. I've been selling some of my WNBA stuff that's doing really good right now. I'm thinking about buying some Wemby rookies.
Mm.
Or should I buy Caitlin Clark rookies? I want to get some blue chips.
A little bit of both.
Well, unfortunately, they're very pricey, so it's like go with one or the other.
I go with Wemby.
You go what?
I would go with Wemby.
Wemby, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Because I already have his draft year serial. I got number 2023. He's the 2023 Rookie of the Year. So I got that. I got that listed for like 2 G's.
Nice.
See if that ever sells.
Hmm.
But yeah, I want to get a Wemby MGLE. So this is what it is. I'll show you here. So this is what I was looking at. So right now, this morning, I got like 250 in my Dapper account. So I could put in some offers to try to get like an Aaliyah Boston rare rookie. She only has 2 rookies. I got 15 of these, and they're going for like 44 right now. So like I could flip this and get like 600 off just selling Aaliyah Boston rookie cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know what to do because I could turn the 15 Aaliyah Boston rookies into either Caitlin Clark, and I'll try to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. And I like this one of Caitlin Clark. It's the MGLE, which is like their staple set metallic gold.
Mm-hmm.
For the rare set, they do a rare season set every year. Metallic gold rare, and then she's also the challenge reward. So you had to collect the whole set in order to unlock the Caitlin Clark card. So these are the people who finished the whole set to even make this card. These are the people who are selling it. So it's like it took a lot to make this card and everything else, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, see, there's people who bought number 2 cereal, sold for $1,400. This guy sniped it for $555. There's some 500 sales in here. 900 sold. But the lowest offer right now is 710. So they're suggesting that I offer 711.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Wembanyama. Also, Wembanyama. Also, his metallic gold, but it's cheaper than Caitlin Clark's for $550. And if I make an offer, it's only going for $391. And there's only there's 117 Caitlin Clark's and there's 147. So there's slightly more Victor Wembanyama's made, but it's the same thing. Challenge reward, MGLE, rookie year. So there's only these. I think I should go after the Wembys. And if anything, I got 250 already. I'm thinking about just dumping the Aaliyah Edwardses and just sending offers on these. Because I could pick up 2 of these technically. Because if I sold all the Aaliyah Edwards, I think I said Aaliyah Edwards, Aaliyah Bostons. If I sold all the Aaliyah Bostons for the 6, I would have 800 to put in 2 $400 offers on Victor Wembanyama's.
Right.
I don't know. I think it could be the better collectible long term than Aaliyah Boston's rookies.
I agree.
I love Aaliyah Boston, but I just think Wemby is potentially Jordan level, LeBron level, to where Aaliyah Boston is like Tim Duncan level.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different, you know? Different level of stardom. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. I got some Ryan Howard rookies that I got for cheap a while back, and now they're like $10 each. I'm waiting for them to go higher though, because she's dropping like 30 something. She's been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're not going up. People don't care about Ryan Howard, I guess. And then here's my fast break. This is today's lineup. I need 25 rebounds, 15 assists. So I'm going with Asia, Skylar Diggins, Mabry, Courtney Williams, and Jonquel. Jonquel was out last game, so I was thinking, but also, what's her name? Alyssa Thomas was out too.
Well, Jonquel was out 2 games ago. She had 18 rebounds last game.
Oh, really? All right. I'm swapping the two in my head.
She didn't play the first night of a back-to-back. She played the second night.
Okay. So, yeah, I think this is decent. I just hope it's enough assists.
Yeah, I mean, with rebounds, Jones and Wilson could get that easy.
Right? Rebounds should be fine. Then the rest should be assists. But Jonquel could pass. Asia could pass. Mabry's a playmaker. Skylar Diggins dimes up. So I think it should be all right. And then maybe I could do – this also means I could save Alyssa Thomas for another night.
Right. Yeah, I like that lineup.
All right. So she's out. I just have to look for another night with Phoenix. This is score 60. This is tomorrow night. NECA, Satu with potentially Alyssa Smith. Alyssa Thomas out. Collier, Gumawale, Ken McBride. I'm going to win that night.
I like it for Enrique because, Paige is out. Well, Enrique's going to get up her shots, her stupid-ass shots anyway. But with Satu, I'd rather have Alyssa Thomas in because Thomas is going to find her.
Right.
I think that's almost worse for Satu, but either way, she's going to get her buckets. I think.
Right. Satu's a bucket regardless. I think she'll be all right. NECA's doing her thing. McBride's doing her thing. Fee might be out, so I might have to swap that with somebody. But regardless, I think McBride will be a good play, especially if Collier's out.
Right.
Then whoever I put in is whatever, and McBride will be even better.
Yeah. Good lineup.
So I do have to find something for Alyssa Thomas, but not here. Look, so we got Mercury playing, but it's 3-pointers that night, so no Thomas.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let me show you if I could find another night for field goals. Maybe this one. Maybe I replace Bonner, because Bonner, I mean, she had a great night the other night, but I think I'd rather have Alyssa Thomas than Bonner right now in this year. Wheeler's playing too, Lexi Hall. But, yeah, I'd rather AT tonight. So I'll just put AT in there just so I don't forget. And if she's out, then I'll remember to take her out. But, yeah, do that one. What else we got? Oh, yeah, here. 3 steals, 3 blocks. I think I'm set this night.
Really?
Dejanay, Alicia Gray, Tierra McCowan, Ryan Howard, and Azare Stevens.
That's really easy.
Right?
On paper.
On paper, it's like I should get 5 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, Dejanay could get you 3 steals and 3 blocks herself.
Right? And so can Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
So I feel really good and safe with this night, but at the same time, those defensive stats can sometimes just be tricky.
Right.
And then I got 3 more nights after this. So what I got? I got the 25 field goals, Temi, and then I took the 3 aces guards. No matter what, one of them is going to go off.
Well, I mean, Jewel Lloyd and Jackie Young are going to get their shots up, so.
Right. They're going to score. AT scores. Temi gets efficient buckets, so that should be fine.
So hopefully Lloyd and Young will carry you.
Right. They carry me, and I hope I at least get like 15 field goals out of these 2, and then the rest of them can fill it out.
Right.
20 rebounds, 20 paint points. Hines Allen, Segrist, Odio, Shakira Austin, and Tina Charles. I think I'm good here.
Mm-hmm.
The boards low-key could be shaky because Shakira Austin don't board up like that, like she should.
She hasn't either. Her minutes aren't really high.
Yeah, her minutes are weird right now. Kiki's getting a lot. They're trying to get Aaliyah Edwards back into the rotation. Dolson's playing. They don't know whether to play Engsler. Like, they're kind of all over the place in Washington.
But Adota and Charles, that should be pretty good there. Those two.
Right? I should at least get like 10 and 10 from them
'Cause
alone.
Yeah,
Like
and
combined, they should do half of the damage.
yeah, and Adota scores most of her points inside the paint. So
She hit a crazy midi the other day that didn't count. It was like 2 seconds left. They threw her a grenade, and she shot it like Kobe, kind of from the baseline, but behind the backboard. Like it was crazy. You probably don't even believe. You're laughing as I tell you that. As I said, like Kobe.
well,
Like she literally shot it high arc, everything dropped in, but it was right as the buzzer shot.
she made it because it didn't count.
She made it because it didn't count. That's why. Yeah. But oh, it was beautiful. It really was her best shot ever, and of course it didn't count. Poor ODO. Love our Huskies, but goddamn. And then since this was the only game, I had to save all these players for this game. 5 threes, 15 assists, Hamby, Sims, Burton, Plum, Hayes.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the rest, I mean, I don't like Van Loo this year. I think she's gunning and she's playing like garbage. She's playing so sloppy. I'm not trusting her from 3. Rakia hasn't really played much and obviously is out hurt. She's played 3 games, I think.
Yeah, she hasn't played a whole lot, and she's out again tonight.
Yeah, Ray Burrell's out. Brink's out. I don't have a Kaylin Martin card. So
Kate Martin really hasn't done much.
Right, she hasn't even done much over there. She hasn't played too well. So, yeah, this is kind of where I'm at, and that's what I'm thinking. So, Tiffany Hayes, I know she doesn't have much assists or much threes, but I think she'll pick up more stats as the season goes on.
She could hit a 3 once in a while, too.
Yeah, she's kind of a shooter, but she's not here necessarily for the threes, mainly just to help out with assists, too, because I like her as a playmaker.
Yeah.
I think I've always liked Tip Hayes her whole career. Obviously, I think she's slowed down a lot, and her motivation has gone down. She's retired before and things like that. So if you retire and it's not because of, like, injury, I don't know. I always kind of question how long will they really play and how hard will they play the whole time. So I question that part. But yeah, other than that, that's the fantasy lineup. Hopefully it gets some dubs. Who knows, though?
Not a bad lineup.
Right. I just need 5 wins. I get a WNBA pack. I already got 2, so I just need a couple more, and I think I'll get that. But I won't go perfect. I lost the first night. First night went bad, and then third night went bad, too. I lost by 1. Everybody went off. Everything, went well, and I needed 10 offensive rebounds and, 40 paint points. I got, 50 paint points did great and had 9 offensive rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell 1 short, and it messed up the whole night. If I had that, then I think I'd still be on track to get a really good pack, but I'll probably just get the mid pack this week.
Right.
Is what it is. It's life. But anything else?
I don't think so.
No, son. We got our first dub against the Fever.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy about that.
Another lead.
Yeah. We might not see another win for a while, so you got to appreciate it. And are you going to a Sun game this year?
I don't know. I was thinking about going to that. They play the Wings again in June. So if Paige is playing, I might.
Oh, they're going to be lit. You better get those tickets now. Or
no, I got to wait.
Oh, they're expensive right now?
Yeah, they went way down in the game she just played, and I didn't go. But so I just probably wait till the day of or the day before, then order them there, see how much they are then.
Oh, okay. Do you still got the hookup?
No.
No, that dude doesn't give you tickets no more?
It does, but it's something.
You just got to go through too much.
It's something, but whatever.
It's something.
Not important.
It's always something.
It's always.
I was looking at season tickets, and I was like, these are way too pricey now. Like, the Sun tried to up the price of everything.
Yeah, you just got to wait the day of or the day before, and they're way down.
Really? Okay. That's
So.
good.
We'll see what it's looking like later this month.
We'll have to go to a Sun game before the season ends when I get back.
Well, they're going to be pretty cheap too.
I know, that's why I'm like.
Most part, I think they're definitely affordable.
And maybe we could finesse a floor seat like I did before.
Yeah.
Because I looked for 2 weeks. Like, I tried to look in advance for a couple games, and boom, I was like, floor seats, $90 each. Got 2. Literally was on the feet on the court.
Yeah.
That was so sick for 90 because there's times where you spend like 35, 40 and you're up somewhere else. For the extra double the price, why not try it out, sit on the floor? I know you've never been on like floor, but you've had great seats there.
Yeah. I've had great seats just about every time.
Mm-hmm.
But
because there's almost no bad seat in the house. There's potentially a really bad seat, but not really.
Yeah, I've only been in the second deck once.
And that was for Clark, right?
No, that was for New York Liberty.
Oh, for the Liberty game.
That'll be the last time I do that.
Yeah. I think did you see the Connecticut Sun are now sponsored by TD Bank?
Yeah, they're going to Boston.
They're going to Boston.
Why would you stay in Connecticut? They're going to Boston.
Yeah. Staying at Mohegan Sun, it's not even the best casino in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Like Foxwoods is presumably the better casino, and now you have MGM, is Springfield close by. Mohegan lost everything.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to lose this team.
They'll be gone before 2030.
Yeah. So what the team is going to be, let's end on that because it is one of my favorite topics. The WNBA team name of Boston. Do you think it could stay the Boston Sun?
I hate that. You got to go with some kind of, like we were talking about before, the luck or the charm.
Yeah, luck, charm, the green, the clovers, the shamrocks. Something like that. I love those names. I pray they stick with that. But with that announcement this week, and we've been saying it, we said it 2 weeks ago. I was talking about this. Yeah. And then now TD makes another sponsorship, and they make their statement. So most likely the Boston Sun. So we got to appreciate the Connecticut Sun for what they are for while they're here.
Right.
Because they're going to be gone soon enough.
We do have to go to some games then.
We got to go to some games because if we ever want to go to WNBA game, it's not going to be 45 minutes anymore. And cool parking and free and everything's chill.
Yeah.
It's going to be $50 parking, getting whacked over the head in Boston. It's going to suck a little bit, but the team's going to be better. It's going to get more fans, more audience, and overall better for the league. But for somebody like us who have actually truly been WNBA fans for over 10 years, it's a worse situation for us.
Right.
But it's life. It is what it is. I like it overall. That it would be more of the Boston team. But like we said, it's got to be the Celtics sister team.
Right.
Yo, what if this was Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Do you remember what they did to Dee, being the Irish woman with the black eye, and they were trying to sell beer?
They kept throwing the ball at her face. Remember when they were doing a commercial and she had 2 beers in her hand?
And yeah, the beer with the 2, yeah. But I'm talking about, do you remember when they were trying to have like an Irish truck and she was like a battered wife or something?
Oh, yeah.
Would that be the Celtics mascot? Like it's like the Celtics guy with the little pipe, and then his wife would be the WNBA team. It's D.
That would be terrible.
D is the mascot of the WNBA team.
Yeah, that would be awful.
Yeah, just bringing our Irish heritage down to the grave.
Yeah, I'll go with the Clovers.
Yeah, I want them to keep with the Irish green little shamrock tradition. They got to do it. They got to stick with the Celtic shit.
Yeah, at this moment in time, I'll go with the Clovers.
Clovers?
For now. I might change my mind.
The Boston Clovers?
For now.
I like that. I would support the Boston Clovers 100%.
Yep.
I would buy every jersey, everything possible. Speaking of which, have you seen the new Green Monster Red Sox stuff?
It's okay.
I love that green of like the field green or
I like
whatever.
I like the green, but I wish they would incorporate some red with it too.
That would be cool if it
The
had a
red-
little red. It is kind of just green and white, and it looks like the scoreboard.
yeah, it's the Red Sox.
Right.
I
It's the
would
Red Sox. It should have a little red. I agree.
name because they used to have like it was a darker green and they had maybe the red lettering. They had that years and years ago, and I like
I
those.
like the pale green. The pale green is the look. Like if you actually go to Fenway, all the metal, everything is that pale green. I think they nailed it with the green. Some of it's just a little too plain. It
Yeah,
needs like something else. When it says Green Monster and then it's nothing else, you're like, what is that? Like, I wish there was more signifying that it's Red Sox.
right. I don't like yeah, like I don't hate the colors. I just wish they incorporated a little bit more red with it. Like you said, the green's nice. It matches the green monster and everything, but I wish they had a little bit more red with it.
Same. But all right, Rich. We'll talk next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you.
Adios.
Adios.